Okay, so I've started the record. I'll just share my screen. I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
And my screen is visible.
yes, sir.
Okay. So yesterday we understood uh, the hierarchy of a service-based company and the product-based company, and also um, we listed down the features for a particular application, or you can say like a banking application, and we had prioritized the things, right? Like which feature has to be built first, and uh, so like on priority, and which would be used for running the business, right? And today we'll understand uh, about the agile methodology. Agile methodology. Okay. So in agile methodology, we have something called as product backlog. Okay, and we have something called as sprint backlog and sprint planning meeting, and we have daily stand up meeting, or we can say scrum meeting. And sprint review meeting. And sprint retrospective. And we have something called as release retrospective meeting. And we'll have something called as bug triage. Okay. Um, I believe these are the things that we will come across when we work under the agile methodology. So you people have come across agile methodology when the manual testing classes are done, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you people tell me like why agile methodology and what is agile methodology? Can you people tell me? what is agile methodology?
Uh, the term agile refers to which is able to work quickly.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Uh, term agile means it will be able to move quickly or
Okay,
assess it very quickly.
all right.
And why agile methodology means like in the agile methodology, like the customer will get the product very quickly. Like in waterfall, he has to wait for till the product gets completed, like 1 2 years. But in agile, he will get the product quickly in quarterly wise.
Okay.
We can change the requirements when we need.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There will be customer satisfaction.
Okay. So, yeah, as the people told, like customer need not wait for a longer duration for the working piece of software, right? That is one part. And see, in agile methodology, the things are iterative, right? So, what they will do, they will develop the piece of software which can be used to run their business, right? And as I told you, it is iterative, right? So things get developed very soon, okay? And each and every once in 2 weeks or once in a month, we will have the working piece of software which should be integrated, right? So that is the reason yesterday what I did, like I came up with the list of features and we prioritize that particular feature, right? Now, for example, we took this login and logout feature and imagine they will take 2 weeks time, and within this 2 weeks time, this login and logout feature will be available for the customer. And what they will do, they will pick up another feature like this home page, and what are the features that should be listed in home page, that will be available. And next thing, KYC part will be available, and then deposit, etc. So they will incrementally develop the feature, test it, and release it to the customer for their use. Okay. Suppose imagine if we follow waterfall model in order to develop this core banking application, until and unless all the features are developed, okay, software will not be available for the customer for their use. Okay. So in this current world, people those who are doing business, okay, and they want a software for to run their business, all right, they cannot wait for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, right? They will select the features in such a way that using those particular features they can start running their business, all right. And which methodology will support in such a way? It is the agile methodology, which is a well suited methodology. Why? Because it works in the form of a sprint, basically. Okay. In certain organization the sprint will be of 2 weeks. Okay. In certain organizations the sprint will be of 1 month. Okay. It depends on organization to organization. Now what will happen, based on the sprint, they will choose the stories, or they'll choose the features in such a way that they will be able to complete that particular sprint. Okay. So they will complete that particular features which is selected for that particular sprint, and they will implement those features. They will test it, make sure that it is tested, and then it is released to the production for the customers. Right. So basically, once the working piece of software is developed, okay, it can be used by customers, and later they will pick another features or the next level features which can be used to run the business further. Okay. So here what will happen, the customer will get the software to run his business at the initial stage itself. Okay. And moreover, he need not wait for too long for a working piece of software. And suppose imagine uh, he wants a new feature, okay, over the existing backlog feature, right? He can anyways change the requirement and ask the engineering team or the product team to prioritize this particular feature over the other feature which is already in the prioritization. So requirement changes are allowed at any point of time. Okay. And any changes has to be done over the already developed or implemented feature can also be done. Okay. So these all are the advantages, right, when we compare with other methodologies. Okay. That is the reason agile methodology is a widely used methodology in the current software industry. All right. So these all are the really important aspects if we use agile methodology for our software development lifecycle. Okay. So in this agile methodology, we have all these particular, how to say, um, select meetings that will happen. Okay. So initially, yesterday, what we did a product backlog basically. So this is how the product backlog will happen. First, they'll come up with a list of features that has to be developed, and among these list of features, they will prioritize the features which has to be developed first and which has to be developed next. So incrementally, they keep developing the features, and then they move it to the production for the customers use. All right. So we'll understand the things one by one. What exactly these uh, the select meetings are, and what is the purpose of these different meetings in agile methodology. So, pretty first thing is product backlog. I mentioned product backlog meeting. So, what will happen in this meeting? So, they will, in fact, uh, the business team and the product team, right? They will prioritize the features in such a way that which has to be developed first in order to run their business. Okay, I'll just write it. So, uh, prioritization features, features development, such a way that prioritization of the features will happen in such a way that each has to be developed first to run the business. So among the list of features, they will start prioritizing the feature which has to be developed first so that they can start running their business and earning some return of investment with that particular features. Okay. So that is what will happen in product backlog meeting. So as I told you, the business and the product team will sit together and they will list the products. And once they list the products, they will start prioritizing. Okay, we will develop this particular feature first, so that we can um, make the customer get onboarded to our application. And once the customer is onboarded to our application, we'll have this particular feature so that he can start using that feature, right? And once he starts using that feature, then they will get some uh, select return on the investment on this particular features that they have developed, right? So this way they will start prioritizing the features in the product backlog meeting. Okay. And once this product backlog meeting is done, all the prioritization of the features is done. The next meeting that happens in the agile methodology is the sprint backlog meeting. So what will happen in the sprint backlog meeting? Um, so in the sprint backlog meeting, the product owner or the business analyst, right? What they will do is they will explain the features to the development team and the QA team, right? So once the features are ready, they are prioritized, right? So now, based on the priority, they will pick up the features and explain the functionality, how the functionality of the feature should be, and what should be the acceptance criteria once it is implemented and it is tested. Acceptance criteria as in how the feature should work or how the feature should behave, right? So all these functionality of the feature would be explained to the development team as well as the QA team. Okay. So based on the understanding, now the development team will start developing the features, and in the meantime, testing team will start coming up with the test cases. And once the feature is available for testing, testing team will follow the test cases that is derived and start testing the application or start testing that particular feature. And once it is working as per the acceptance criteria, then it would be pushed to the production for the customers use or the end users use. Okay. So what will happen in this sprint backlog meeting is like owner, or I can say business analyst, right? So see, both does the same work. All right, product owner or the business analyst. The term varies whether we are working in a product based company or a service based company. Based on that, the term will vary. That's it. But the job of these both are same. Okay. So this product owner or the business analyst um, will explain feature, um, will explain the feature uh, in detail to the development team and uh, QA team, development team and QA team, okay, which is picked for development or priority. So whatever the priority that is set, right, in this product backlog meeting, so based on the priority that is set, they will pick the features and they will start explaining it to the development team and the QA team. Okay. So once after they explain, now development team and the QA team, they know, okay, what exactly the feature is all about, and what should be the functionality of the feature, and what should be the acceptance criteria in order to push it to the production for the end users use. Okay, so these are the things that will happen in this sprint backlog meeting. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me make it. uh, and the next one is the sprint planning meeting. So what will happen in the sprint planning meeting? So in this sprint planning meeting, the developers and the QA engineers, okay, they will come up with the estimations for the features which are picked for development, right? Or the features which are groomed in the sprint backlog meeting, right? So the development team and the QA team, they will come up with the estimates, okay? Based on what they will come up with the estimates, they'll come up with the estimates based on the complexity of the feature, how complex the feature is, right? Based on that, they will come up with the estimations. And suppose imagine if the feature is uh, too big, right? So what they will do, they will break down that feature in such a way that again they will start implementing it iteratively and achieving that feature so that it is in a select a very better working condition, or the acceptance criteria is met for that particular feature. See, until unless the acceptance criteria is met, they will not release that particular feature for the customers or the end users. Okay, so here, how they will come up with the estimates? As I told you, based on the complexity of the application, right? Developers will analyze and think, okay, in order to implement or develop this particular feature, how long it will take for them to come up with the high level design, or how long it will take for them to come up with the low level design. And once they come up with the low level design, how long it will take for them to implement that particular feature based on the low level design. Okay, and how QA engineers will come up with the estimates, they will analyze like how long it will take them for uh, coming up with the test cases. And once they come up with the test cases, okay, so how long it might take them for uh, executing that particular test cases once the feature is available or once the build is available, right? Keeping all these things in mind, development team and the QA team will come up with the estimates. Okay, and once they come up with their estimations, they will try to accomplish that particular feature based on the estimations that is provided by the development team as well as the QA team. Okay, so in sprint planning meeting, what will happen is um, mm, estimations by the development team and QA team mm, will be provided based on the complexity of the feature. Okay, and also I told like if the feature is large, uh, like it will be uh, it will be broken down into smaller it will be broken down into smaller uh, stories to of which offer estimations, right? So once the estimations are given, we will try to accomplish or finish that particular features implementation and testing within that particular estimations that is provided. Okay, so this is what will happen in the sprint planning meeting. Okay, so now once the sprint planning meeting is done, the next one is the daily stand-up meeting or the scrum meeting. Okay, so what will happen in this daily stand-up meeting? So in this daily stand-up meeting, all the engineers as in the developers and the QA engineers, okay, they will discuss on what they did yesterday, okay, or what they had worked yesterday, and what they are going to work today, or what they are planning to work on today. And also they will discuss, are there any um, blockers, or are there any hurdles which are not letting them continue their work, or which is stopping them to work. So if they discuss about these blockers, they'll come up with the mitigation plan, like how to mitigate that particular blockers. Okay, so these are the things that would be discussed in the stand-up meeting or the scrum meeting. Okay, so what they will be discussing first, what are the things that they have worked yesterday, and what they are planning to work today, and are there any blockers which is blocking them from uh, say like continuing their work. So these are the things that they will be discussing with respect to this scrum meeting or daily stand-up meeting. Okay, so let me write it. This meeting, engineers, engineers uh, will inform us thing what they worked or performed yesterday. Okay. A second thing is um, what they are planning to do today. Okay. And mm, third thing that they will discuss is mm, discuss about the blockers. Um, what is the term blockers? Yeah, discuss about blockers. Um, discuss about the blockers. They can be unblocked. can be unblocked. Hmm, yeah. Who will unblock them? The engineering managers or the scrum master, scrum masters or product owner will unblock. Oh, so these are the things that would be discussed in the daily stand-up or the scrum meeting. All right. So now the next one would be once the scrum or the sprint is completed. Okay. What will happen? The sprint review meeting will happen. And what will happen in this sprint review meeting? So uh, in the sprint review meeting, the higher management people will be involved and uh, they will understand um, like what are the features that is developed in this particular sprint. Okay. And um, whether the functionality of the particular features are working as per the acceptance criteria or as per the expectation. Okay. And once they review it, then they will push that particular feature to the production. Okay. So also they will, the higher management people will check whether the features are developed based on the estimations that is provided by the engineers. Okay. Or the features are developed within the stipulated time or the estimations that is provided by the engineers. So these are the things that it would be reviewed in the sprint review meeting. So um, the higher management people. So yesterday somebody asked me, right, like what is the job nature of this AVPs, VPs, right? So these are the people, higher management people, in the sense like these VPs or the AVPs, right? So they will come up to know what is the select features that is developed, whether the features are working as per the acceptance criteria or the expectation, right? And if the features are developed within the estimated time or not. If it is not developed within the estimated time, they will try to understand what is the reason behind why it is not developed at the estimated time. So all these type of review will happen in the sprint review meeting, and these higher management people will be involved in those particular meetings. Okay, so higher management people will be involved, uh, will be involved in the meeting to understand the features, to understand the features are ready to the production. Okay. And push to uh, push to the production, and also uh, they will discuss the features which are not achieved, features which are not achieved um, as per the estimations. So suppose in case if there are features which are not developed as per the estimations, they'll try to understand what is the reason behind why these particular features are not developed as per the estimations, right? So see, we can come up with the estimations, but there might be some technical issues which is not letting us to achieve as per that particular estimations, right? So those things will be discussed with the higher management people, and they'll also understand like what are the problems that they are facing, right? So these are the discussions that will happen in the sprint review meeting. Okay, so once after the sprint review meeting is done, then there is something called as sprint retrospect meeting. Okay, so what will happen in the sprint retrospect meeting? See, in sprint retrospect meeting, they will discuss like what went well in this particular sprint. Okay, and uh, also they will discuss what did not go well in this particular uh, sprint and what can be done better. Okay, who will be discussing this? See, in the sprint retrospective meeting, developers will be involved, QA engineers will be involved, engineering managers will be involved. Okay, product owner will be involved, scrum master will be involved. See, scrum master is a person who uh, who is a kind of jockey, okay, who drives the scrum, right? And also keep this in mind, not all the organizations will have the scrum master. Okay, very specific organizations will have the scrum master. A scrum can be run by engineering manager, or a scrum can be run by a developer, or a scrum can be run by a QA engineer as well. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that the scrum master only should run this scrum. Okay, certain organizations will have scrum master, and certain organizations will not have a person called as scrum master at all. Okay, so keep this in your mind. All right, so what will happen in the sprint retrospect meeting? um, we will be discussing on what went well the sprint. Okay, that we'll be discussing, or else number it. Okay, and next thing that we'll be discussing would be, okay, this is what went well, and they'll be discussing what did not go well. Okay, what did not go well in the sprint, right? And next thing is, mm, what can be improved? What can be improved uh, in the upcoming sprint? Okay, so I can give you certain examples, right? So what went well? Um, the coordination between the product and the developers went well. So whatever the doubts that they had during the time of implementation, okay, all the doubts were addressed by the product. So this went well. For example, I'm telling. Okay, and what did not go well, right? So whatever the blockers that we were facing, it was not addressed on time. So which in turn uh, affected the estimations that were provided by the developers. Okay, I'm just giving examples, but in real time there will be actual things that would be discussed. Okay, and what can be improved in the upcoming sprint? So we need to plan in such a way that we'll have to understand what might be the blocker which might block us in implementing the things as per the estimations. Okay, so These are certain things that I can tell on a brief, or select on a, what to say, yeah, on a brief note, like these are the things that can be discussed. Okay. Or see, in what went well, we can appreciate certain people, right? So this so and so person, he took the initiative by himself, and he made sure that the blockers are solved before we encounter it, right? So they can even penalize the teams as well. QA team did not pick this particular feature testing uh, when it was provided for testing. Okay. See, the QA team might be busy in some other thing, but still they can tell like QA team did not pick up this feature testing, so which led to delivery, so like which led to the missing the delivery timeline of this particular feature, right? So there can be a blame game that can happen, right? And what can be improved, they can tell, okay, so the things has to be planned in such a way that whenever the build is available for testing, a QA team should be picking it for testing so that it can be delivered on time, or it can be delivered as per the estimations. Okay, I'm just giving you the examples, guys. Okay, but still, once you start working, you can face such kind of issues during the retrospective meeting. Okay. And once you start working, it would be a real time scenarios that you will be discussing. All right. So these are the things that they can discuss during the sprint retrospective meeting. Okay. And same way, we can have another meeting which is called as release retrospect. Okay. And what will happen in this release retrospect meeting? Same thing like sprint retrospect meeting, but release retrospect meeting is with respect to the release. So, see, as I told you, one sprint can be of 2 weeks, okay, and one sprint can be of 1 month, but there will be a planned release of that particular feature to the production. Either it can be once in a month, or it can be once in a week also, or it can be once in 2 weeks also, right? So, they will be discussing the same things, what went well in this release, or what went did not go well in this release, and what can be improved or done better in the upcoming release. Okay, so release is something which whatever the features that is developed and tested, it would be released for the end users use, or it would be released for the customers use. Okay, so it is as good as that, releasing it to the production for the customer or the end users use. Okay, so over here also, what they will do, they will discuss what went well in release. Okay, and they'll discuss what did not go well in the release, and also what can be improved, improved in the upcoming release. Okay, these are the things that they will be discussing in the release retrospect May. And next thing that we have is the bug triage meeting. So what will happen in this bug triage meeting? So see, if the developer has implemented the feature and he has given it for testing, and once we start testing, obviously we will start finding the bugs, right? And whatever the bugs that we have identified in this particular sprint, what we will do is we will have a bug triage meeting. In this bug triage meeting, development team will be there, QA team will be there, and product team will be there. So what will happen in this bug triage meeting? They will discuss on the bugs that is raised by the QA team. Okay, and the discussions will happen in such a way that they will identify the bugs which should be fixed on an immediate basis. Okay, and they will identify the bugs which can be fixed in the upcoming sprint or upcoming release, and they will identify the bugs which need not be fixed. Okay, so these are the things that they will discuss in the bug triage meeting. So among the list of bugs that is raised by the QA team, they will identify the bugs which has to be fixed on an immediate basis, and they will identify the bugs which can be fixed in the later part or in the upcoming sprint or in the upcoming release, or they will identify the bugs which need not be fixed. Okay, or if we fix that particular bug, it might have a huge impact. So in that case, they will not fix that bug at all. Right. So these are the discussions that will happen in the bug triage meeting. So I'll say um, team will focus on the um, bugs which have to be fixed on the immediate basis. Okay, and some bugs which can be sorry, which can be fixed on the upcoming release or sprint, and bugs which may not be fixed. So these are the things that they will discuss in the bug triage meeting. So these are the different meetings in the agile methodology, and these are the things that will happen in the meeting. So any doubts here, guys?
No,
So, when the product backlog meeting will happen?
See, product backlog meeting will happen at the initial stage. That is the pretty first meeting that will happen. Okay, when the business team will come up with the requirement. Okay, these are the features that we need to be developing in our application, right? So that meeting will happen along with the product team. Okay, now product team will understand. Okay, these are the new features that we should be including or coming up in our existing application. Okay, so
Sure.
the business team and the product team will discuss this, and product team will understand what is the exact ask by the business team.
Product team means like technology team, the one
No, no,
QA.
no. This product owner, right? Product owner or the business analyst. Okay, so there would be a separate team called as business analyst team or the product team. Product. Uh, see, the product need not be a technical person. Okay, product should have a very good understanding and hold of the things that has to be developed as a part of the application. Okay, product team need not be a technical team.
But product team, business analyst, everything or one team, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is same. See, that is the reason in the second point, if you see, I have mentioned product owner or business analyst. They does the same job. Okay, the only thing is, in product based company they will be calling them as product owner. In service based company they will call them as a business analyst. So that is why I have mentioned over here also, In hierarchy of product based, they will call them as product owners. In service based company, they will be called as business analyst.
Okay. So in this team, technical team won't be part of this meeting, I believe.
See,
Only the product owners.
this product, yeah, yeah. No developers or no QA team will be involved in the product backlog meeting.
Okay.
Once the business team and the product team they finalize what exactly is the ask from the business team, then only the next steps will happen. The sprint backlog meeting will happen. In the sprint backlog meeting, whatever the features that they are expecting, the business team is expecting, once it is finalized, then only product owner or the business analyst will get that particular requirement to the development team or the QA team.
Sure, sir. And triage last meeting, sir.
Mhm.
So ideally, in the sprint only, we will fix the bugs and all.
Yeah, in the sprint only we'll fix the bug. If the bug is a critical or a which has a impact on the customer's use, right? So that is the first point. Team will discuss and the bugs which has to be fixed on an immediate basis. In that same sprint only, they will fix it. Okay. Suppose
So
imagine
how frequently
that,
this meeting will happen? Bug triage meeting.
see, this bug trash meeting will happen once in every release. Okay. Suppose imagine you have identified a bug. For example, let's consider this example itself. We should have a login feature and a logout feature. Okay. You are clicking on login button. What should happen? It should take you to a login page where it is asking you to provide the username and the password. Okay. Now you are clicking on the login button or the login feature. You are not getting the screen where it is asking you to provide the username and password. What kind of issue is it?
Critical.
It is a blocker, right? You are not getting the screen where you need where you can provide your username and password. So you are blocked there. You are not able to proceed further as an end user. Correct.
Yes.
So such kind of issues immediately they should fix it. Right?
Yeah.
Correct. So now suppose imagine you are clicking on the login button. It is taking you to the page where it is asking you to enter your username and password. Right. But you are not able to enter any information. You click on the username text field and you're typing, nothing is taking inside. What kind of issue? Again, this can be a blocker or this can be a critical, right? It is not letting the user to proceed further. Whenever a issue which is not letting the user to proceed further, then such kind of issues will fall under blocker, right? So
Oh,
such kind of issues, it has to be addressed immediately. Those kind of issues will not be taken to this bug trash meeting or such.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
which is not blocking, but still there is an issue. Such kind of issues will be taken to the bug trash meeting, and then they will be discussing it.
But in agile, even though it is a minor, also we will fix it in the sprint duration.
We will fix it. It's not
In
like
the
we will not fix it,
keep
but
it.
it depends on the uh, bandwidth of the developer. Okay, see, if it is a minor issue which is not impacting the user, right? So developer do not want to spend time on fixing such minor issues. Why? Because he is loaded with other priority tasks, right? So what they will do in such cases, they will move that particular bug. It can be fixed in the upcoming release or the upcoming sprint.
Okay.
Everything will be worked on based on the priority, right? if the
Yeah.
if the developer is working on a high priority task, he will not concentrate on the minor bugs.
Yes,
Okay,
but I believe like out of 10 bucks raised means only two or one will be in this kind of meeting.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, it depends. It depends. Like there might be 3 to 4 issues also. Okay, it depends on how that particular bug is impacting the end user. See, all the time, if you raise a issue, right? If a QA engineer raises any issue or any bug, right? Always we should analyze how that particular bug will impact the end user. Okay, so we should select think ourselves as an end user and then use the application or test the application. That is when you'll become a pure quality engineer. Okay, so always try to use the application thinking that you are the end user who is using that particular application or that particular feature. So when you think yourself as an end user, then you can try to come up with more number of bugs. Okay, and you will get to know what would be the impact of that particular bug. Right. So based on that impact only, they will select conduct this bug triage meeting, and based on that impact only, they will segregate whether this has to be fixed immediately or this has to be fixed in the upcoming, or it can be fixed or it need not be fixed. See, I will tell you one simple issue. Okay, Flipkart. Right. For example, this is a Flipkart.com. Right. Here, this is the logo of the Flipkart application. There is a spelling mistake over here. Okay,
Okay.
there's a spelling mistake over here. It is
Yes.
it is a simple issue, but what would be the impact of that particular issue? Can somebody tell me?
It is an impact because it might conflict other companies. Like it is not a blocker for us, but the thing is like it has to be fixed.
It has to be fixed on a high priority. Why? Because see, the end user, what he will think, there are two deviations here. One, they might think, okay, this is a bakwas website, right? One, the end user will think, okay, he is navigated to some scam website, correct? If the Flipkart spelling is mistake over here, he will think the end user might think, okay, I am navigated to some scam website. That is one. Other people might think, hey, what kind of website is this? The spelling of their application itself is incorrect. Right. The impact is huge over here. Correct. Even though if it is a simple spelling mistake, the impact is huge. So they will have to fix it on an immediate basis. Right. For some people, okay, see, if a person belongs to an IT company, you will understand. Okay, these people now they have made a spelling mistake in their company logo itself. They'll understand. But people, those who do not work in the IT industry, what they will think, hey, I am navigated to some scamming website. That is one. And they will think, hey, what kind of website is this? Their logo spelling itself is incorrect. And what kind of service they can give to their customers, right? So this is how the people thinking will start. Correct. So it is not the bug, it is the impact of the bug that we should analyze.
Sir, but it is not impacting on customer business, right, sir?
It is not
Because
impacting.
customer can do any action on that particular website.
Correct. I'm totally agreeing to you, but it is not impacting the customer's journey, but it is impacting the customer's thinking, right?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
So what customer thinks about your website also matters, correct?
Yes, yes,
Not
correct.
only the functionality of your application. Initially, for the pretty first time, when somebody ordered the product online, what thinking would be there in their mind? I am paying the money online. will I get the product or not? Correct. For the pretty first time when somebody ordered online, correct. That thinking is there, right? So
Yes,
for the
correct.
pretty first time when you ordered, you got the product. Then you will have a satisfaction. Oh, okay. If I order any product in this particular application, I'll get that product. For second time, that thinking will change. Hey, I'll order, I'll get it. Correct. So not only the user experience, the user thinking also matters here. Correct. So
Yes.
keeping those things in mind, I have given that example. All right. So that is the reason I'm telling you people always think yourself as the customer, think you yourself as the end user who is using the application, and then test it. Okay. So that is when you can give a very, 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 very good quality application to the end users. That matters a lot. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? Here. Okay. So I'll take that as no, and I'll stop it here today. Let me stop recording this session.
So one more question. In the release retro,
Yes.
spring, release retro, it is to take the release to be released or not, or after the release we will have this call.
We can have this call after the release also.
Okay.
Okay.
Like there will be
Or
one meeting, right? Whether the release has to be done or not.
no, 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 no. It is not to discuss whether the release has to be done or not.
Mm.
Uh, it is done after the release, basically.
Like
So,
there will be go call, right? Whether to go or no, based on how the features that won't happen here.
no, no, no. See, that can happen here. Okay. See, sprint
But
review
it
meeting.
sprint wise, right? Every 15 days, but the release will have monthly, like a 3 months period or monthly
Correct.
period.
Correct. See, here in this sprint review meeting, what will happen? The IR management people and the product owners will be involved here, right? And they will just go through a demo call, right? Whatever the features that is developed as in this sprint, they'll go through a demo and they will check whether the things are developed as per the acceptance criteria. Correct. So
Yeah.
the sprint review, for example, there are 4 sprints that is done, 15-day sprint. So 2 months is covered, right? And
So
in
for
this
every sprint, this will happen 15 days sprint review meeting.
yeah, after every sprint, the sprint review meeting will happen.
Okay.
Okay. Now, four sprint review meeting is done. In this 4 sprint review meeting, what all the features that is developed, are they developed as per the acceptance criteria? A demo will happen. Correct. Now they will have a better understanding. Okay, the features which are developed in these 4 sprints are eligible for release to the production. Now what will happen? They will release it to the production. Okay. Once after they release it to the production, then they will have this release retrospect meeting. And in this release retrospect meeting, they will discuss these 3 points only. What went well in the release, what did not go well in the release, and what can be improved in the upcoming release. So this will happen after the release is done.
Okay. Sure, sir. Got it.
Okay, same way, after every sprint is complete, sprint review meeting will happen, and then sprint retrospect meeting also will happen. In sprint retrospect, they will again discuss only these 3 points: what went well, what did not go well, and what can be improved.
Sure, sir. Got it. Yeah. In the retro, it is all about the team level, the scrum team.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, guys, let me stop the recording.